And in contrast, your website, people might be spending 2 or 3 minutes, but they're spending these 2 or 3 minutes very focused on your website so that you can build trust and you can actually convert them. Welcome to Mama What's Next, a podcast for all the amazing women navigating the wonderful challenges of exploring a new version of yourself after becoming a mom. I'm your host, Melly, and together with my incredible guests, I'm here to help you explore who you are now and help guide you to your true path, one that feels authentic and fulfilling at the same time. Motherhood changes everything, yes. It's beautiful, transformative, and sometimes it pulls us away from the woman we were. Together we dive into career change stories and how to live a life that truly reflects who we are without guilt and with the courage to embrace your journey. So get yourself a coffee, steal a moment for yourself, and let's explore this next chapter of your life. I am super happy that you're here. Welcome. Hello and welcome back to Mama What's Next. I'm really happy you're tuning in again, and I've got a story today for you about the first offer that I've created for Mama What's Next. While we are focusing on helping women and moms step into their next chapter, there's 2 types of women that I'm speaking to. On one side, we have mothers that are just rediscovering their next chapter and rediscovering who they actually are and what they actually want and what they don't want, and how much motherhood and this beautiful parenting experience has changed their journey and everything that they expect from their work life. And I mean, it's massive. Like for me, it was a massive change. But on the other side, there is quite a substantial group of moms that are ready to create and build their next chapter. And especially with where the world is going now and how everything is changing. I had a conversation with God about how I can help women and moms in the best, most efficient, most impactful way currently. And now I've created this website program. While I have been building websites for clients as a side business for quite some time, a few years, probably about 10 years now, there's been more and more projects recently, and I'm realizing many women, including me back in the day, struggle because there's so many options out there. And we don't know where to start, and we don't know what to pick. And to be honest with you, I have built websites for so long now. It's probably by now 15 years. And I started back in the days when we built HTML websites with Dreamweaver. God, I'm that old, yes. So I even, back then, I didn't even think that was for me. And people thought, oh my God, she's not that technical. There's no way this is for her. But you know what? The reason why I wanted to teach myself how to build websites was not because I loved the idea of building websites, but because of the independence and the freedom that it would give me. Independence to, having to ask developers and spending a lot of money and time on figuring out how to do this, but mainly because it would cost quite a bit of money developing new business projects and business ideas. And it was very limiting for me. And I had some great ideas with a friend at some point as well, and they had to die because I couldn't make that work, and we just couldn't get the money together back in the day. And that was the decision point when I said to myself, I'm going to teach myself now, and I'm going to teach myself in a way that allows me to build anything that comes by myself. I mean, there's still clearly there, if I was to build like a big community site, maybe I would need some support, some developer support, but I know how to go about this now. And with basic WordPress websites, I really know my way around, and I can teach you. And website building essentially wasn't just something that allowed me to help other people build website. It also allowed me at work to improve my skill set and become somewhat of a go-to person for, website and content input and making little updates. And it really helped me broaden my skill set and my capabilities. And especially in today's age, I mean, we really have to make sure that we can support ourselves going forward. And I said it before, like the way the world is going now, we really can't rely on a corporate role anymore to support us. We need to make sure that we have 2 or 3 legs to stand on in the future, so that one leg breaks away, you still have 2 to stand on. So I think what we're doing here now will really allow women and moms to build their next chapter and to build it in a way that keeps you independent. So we don't just set you up and then leave you alone. We actually leave you with the skill set to maintain and update and do whatever you need in the future. So I sent out an email this week about a story of a recent client that I had, and they briefed us about 3 months ago, and they were really excited about everything. We got the brief, we built the website in 6 weeks, and there were just a few minor updates left now for last week. And then we got a page, well, actually it was 6 pages of changes. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, what's happening here? And it's exactly what always happens. Especially when you're creating a new business idea, and these are 3 women that are doing that together. And between the time that they briefed us and 3 months later, so much has changed already. So they are adding a new offer, they're changing their positioning slightly, they need an extra page. And these kinds of changes, they can get expensive if you can't do them yourself. So I really want to ensure that not just you're walking away with an amazing website, a professional, credible, beautiful website, but you actually can help yourself in the future with tiny minor updates, and you don't go in a panic mode, and you don't depend on an agency or a freelancer to update stuff for you, except, maybe there's like bigger changes, of course, that can always happens to me too. But generally, we will teach you all the things that you need to know. So essentially, I've realized business is trial and error, and these girls are realizing that now too. And most entrepreneurs really, they wait until they have everything perfect, everything ready before they even begin. And that belief keeps you in a cycle of constant overthinking, endless loops, wasting time, wasting money, and you're wasting your chance to take action. And really, if I have not told you the truth with this story, but just reiterating that now, you'll outgrow your site really quickly. And that's the truth. Because it's very rare that you put something together that you won't need to change in 6 months down the track. And even for me, I was so proud when I launched my site, and I've changed it a million times since. So it's just the reality. And what we really actually need is a website that grows with us. So, and then there's the argument of social media. We are having some feedback from people, and because I just recently launched this program, and people have been saying, well, I'm actually building my social media first. I don't want to focus on the website now. It just seems such a big project. To be honest, I feel social media is a much bigger project. I spend much, 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 much more time on Instagram and TikTok than I spend on my website. And the output on the website is much more impressive. And let me tell you that from a point of, I've been in marketing for 20 years. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to website building, but also social media, content marketing, ads, and everything. So your website is really just your starting point as a new founder. That's why you should be wise with your budget as well. You shouldn't be spending huge amounts on a new website. Like some people spend $3,000 on a new website, and I don't know if that's the smartest way you're spending your money in the beginning. You should be taking that money and investing that in building the audience and creating traffic to go to your website if you have no audience. So essentially, what people get wrong is that social media is everything, and they're relying only on social media to get their message out there. But essentially, less than 2% of your followers see your posts. And that's actually a lot if it's 2%. And you have to think about that. Social media people are very passive. They're scrolling, they're being entertained. They're not necessarily on social to do shopping. That's why Google usually is a better option if you want to sell an offer and you want to get people to click the buy button, because most of the time we're there because we're ready to buy. We've made a decision. The only thing we might be looking for is comparing different offers just to figure out what works best and what's the best, most convincing path to take. But we're there because we're ready to buy. Whereas in social media, people are just hanging out, It's like the cool club we're going to just spend some time and be entertained and see what's out there, which is why people might be saving your social posts and your messages for later, and maybe they buy next year. So people spend hours scrolling on there. Yes, they spend hours each day, but they see you for seconds. And then they get distracted and you're gone. You don't own your social media page either. It's rented land from Facebook and TikTok. And the algorithm can change any time. It decides if you're visible or invisible. It's not you who decides that. You can create the best possible content, but essentially you just have to take what you get. And in contrast, your website, people might be spending 2 or 3 minutes, but they're spending these 2 or 3 minutes very focused on your website so that you can build trust and you can actually convert them. So the truth is, a combination of both is really necessary. You get their attention on social media, you get them engaged, but if they then don't have anywhere to go, then that's often when you lose them. They need to land on a place that says, oh, wow, this place is actually open for business. And you can tell them more stories about yourself. You can take them deeper into your backstory. You can share client stories, success stories with them to build trust, right? And essentially convert them into clients. So by ignoring the fact that you do need a website, or thinking your old site will just do even though you're not really happy and proudly sharing it, you're actually wasting money and you are missing opportunities to attract and convert your dream clients. And they can't build the trust that you need for them to buy into your offers and to go on a journey with you. So essentially, you need a flexible site that you can update in minutes, and you need the confidence to play and test and evolve with that site. So your professional home essentially is an online home that works for you 24/7. And that's why I built the 6-week co-creative website program. Because I really, really, really believe that this is an amazing offer. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sharing it. I really believe this kind of setup in WordPress. WordPress is amazing. Let me tell you, I've worked with WordPress for over 10 years, 15 years. And WordPress is the most customizable, most extensive platform out there. I hear so many people talk about, Kajabi and Wix. And yes, they're easy, but you are likely to run into limitations with these platforms. And don't forget, they have high monthly fees. This is a story I just recently shared because I see many, especially coaches, mentors, service-based businesses, they go onto course platforms and then realize they can't sell their courses quickly enough. And after 6 months, the site is gone. Because these kinds of platforms, you have to spend 20, 30, Kajabi starts at $89 a month. And that's just the starting point. And to make that worthwhile, are you comparing that realistically? Even sites like Shopify, yes, Shopify is great, but I've just spoken to a friend who's had a Shopify site for a long time. And now she's having her business is like a side business. And now even she is rethinking if she should be moving to WordPress, because essentially WordPress is free. The only thing you need is you have to host your website. And with my new program, we're actually giving you 6 months on SiteGround on my host. SiteGround is one of the best website hosts out there. So essentially, I just want to make your start as easy and clean and simple as possible. And so you don't have to even think about that. But even after that, you can move your site to another host. Some of them start at like 5 or 10 euros a month. And you can also leave it with us for a very small amount of money monthly. But essentially, it's free. And if you add a shop like WooCommerce to your WordPress website, you don't actually have to pay for WooCommerce. It's a plugin that can be added to your website. So I think people often don't realize they are buying into all these amazing platforms and it all sounds so flashy and beautiful and amazing and simple and powerful, but you got to pay for that power, And I've had a shoe brand on WordPress and created my own WooCommerce shop, and it cost me nothing. It literally cost me nothing. And I even offered some consulting packages afterwards to help people develop their own shoe brands and have done mentoring and coaching. And people were able to buy that through the WooCommerce shop front. And while that's not part of this program here now, once we start getting the basics right, I will probably offer that as an add-on because I feel it's a great offer for people if they want to have their own shop. And it's not very hard to do either. So really, I want to help you build trust and authority and especially independence with your website because I'm all about that. My whole life has been about independence and ownership. And I really want you to reach that level. And here and now, we're starting to do that through professional design, through high quality content, and through a great user experience on your website. And so I want to invite you, if this feels like the kind of support you need right now, or maybe even in the near future, please join us. Come to my quick 30-minute Q&A call on the 4th of September this week, or join us. Like, we're opening this program later this week. It's going to be open until Sunday, and then I'm going to close it so we can take everybody through the 6 weeks and build their websites. It's going to be so simple and easy, where the only thing you need really is your website domain. That's an important part that you need to bring, your name, your website domain that you have registered already on maybe like GoDaddy. Or if you need help with that, we can do that too for you. And then we just have to point your domain to our host, and then we can get everything ready for you. We install a beautiful WordPress template for you, which is a multi-purpose template, meaning that actually has 50 different variations of website template layouts available for your homepage. And we do like a preparation week before we start the 6 weeks, where we just get the basics ready and set up for you, so that when we start in week 1, mid-September, you can actually look at your backend at home on your domain, and you can do everything with me. So what we're essentially doing is I'll take you through the messaging, through different sections, how to set up menu and layout, and you're going to learn all of that. But essentially, you're already starting from half a website finished and pre-built for you. You're just doing all the fine-tuning and messaging and putting all your images and all these kinds of things. We're also teaching you some basic SEO. There's a plugin in the website that we're going to install for you, and we're going to teach you how to use that so that you can do your search optimization for your pages by yourself. And the most amazing part I have added now is some support on the developer side. So we'll also offer you some web developer backend support. So we'll have a community available where you can always write messages, ask questions 24/7, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And we have amazing developer support. We have 1 or 2 people that will be supporting everyone in the program. If there are things that you can't do by yourself, you have access to our web design and developers so that they can help you and fine-tune things for you to get your site ready. So this is a special add-on we're doing now in this Founding Members program, which I want to invite you to. I'm opening this later this week on Thursday. And if you're interested, please join us on mamawhatsnext.com/join and sign up for the priority list. We are launching this week, so there's only going to be 4 days where we are selling this to people, and then I'm going to close it to be able to focus on everybody that's participating. So that will probably be the last one for this year. And I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited to be building your next chapter with you. I'm thrilled because I love doing this. Like, I love creating and building, and especially websites. So we'll share some input on branding as well, on color psychology, and how you can figure out what kind of color would likely work really well for your ideal clients. So there's going to be so much in there. It's really exciting. So come and join us if you're ready. And I would love to hang out with you for the next 6 weeks. Okay, that's it for today. And I'm wishing you a great, amazing, wonderful week. And I hear you back here next week. Bye. Ciao, ciao. All right. Hello. And I'm so grateful you were here today, tuning in and showing up for yourself. If you love this episode, can I ask for a quick high five? Yes, that's right. Just hit that subscribe button at the top and leave me a review and share this episode with someone who could use a little inspiration today. Your support really means the world. Let's also give ourselves a big hug for showing up, being honest, and supporting each other on this incredible journey. Don't forget to check the show notes for links to connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I'd really love to keep in touch. Until next time, keep being the incredible real you that the world needs. I'll see you back here soon. Bye.